participants in this case. The sheriff's department, the police department involved, the lawyers. We had very competent, professional lawyers, very good lawyers. And the good news for Mr. Bradford is that someday he's going to get out of prison. And Mr. Wolf did a superior job, and he beat the murder charge. And so did Mr. Connor. And his lawyers did a great job for him, Mr. Belair and his partner. But what we heard here the last 4 weeks is a story of violence, lawlessness, a lack of regard for human life, and it really was kind of surreal to listen to all these witnesses and what went on. And you know, I've heard some words here today that really don't fit into this situation, in my opinion. It cannot be lost on any of us, the incident location, where so many families come together for the hope of new life. And it's just by the grace of God that something very, very worse didn't happen. And, you know, it can't be lost that he was tracked and hunted, and the numerous trackings the night before and the trackings that day. I mean, if you want a textbook premeditated murder, this is it. Then you got murder for hire involved too. And so I've heard words like redemption that I don't think apply in this case. I've heard words like mercy that I don't think apply in this case. And I don't, and the story that I've heard for the last 4 weeks, and I've listened to every bit of it, and probably can recount by memory a lot of the testimony I heard, it painted a picture that gave me an opinion that these 3 defendants are very violent, dangerous menaces to society. And we must get them off the streets. And we must make sure that people understand that actions have consequences. Actions have consequences. And in this case, you know, the jury didn't convict them of murder. So they're going to get out of prison. But I don't think that Mr. Bradford, Mr. Connor, or Mr. Washington have anything to offer society in a positive way. Nothing. So Mr. Bradford, I'm sentencing you to 15 years on the gang count to be followed consecutively by the 10 years on the conspiracy count. Mr. Connor, count 1, 15 years, count 2, consecutive 10 years, count 3, consecutive 5 years, for a total of 30. And Mr. Washington, I hereby sentence you on count 1 to the maximum, that's 15 years to serve. Conspiracy to commit murder is 10 years consecutive.
Judge, that would merge.
All that merges?
Yes,
One doesn't merge, right?
No, sir, but count 2 would merge into malice murder.
And then 4 and 5 would merge.
that's correct.
Correct.
All right, so 1 is 15 years to serve, and then 3 is life without parole. 6 is 20 to serve consecutive. 7 is 5 to serve consecutive.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
in regards to sentencing, I would also make the argument regarding the gang statute as it applies.
You join in?
Well, as it applies to the murders and the conspiracy to commit murder, which were the murder counts, I should say, which were included in the gang statute charges in count 1. So we would make the argument that the other counts beyond count 1, which include the conspiracy to commit murder, as well as the malice murder and felony murder counts and aggravated assault, would merge into count 1.
And the good news for Mr. Bradford and Mr. Connor is your lawyers have done a great job, as Mr. Washington's lawyer did for him, and you're going to get out of prison. And what you do is your decision. But your lawyers didn't make the facts. You made the facts.
If I could just put on the record.